Hey, I'm back, I guess. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna regularly upload because I'm not. Um, I will try to upload though. Usually when I'm bored, I'll edit. You have to be in a very specific mood to edit and drop a video, so I haven't been in that mood lately, and my computer's shit, so when I get a better computer, maybe I'll drop a lot more content. If you're new, hi, hello. Nice to meet you, nice to see your beautiful face. Consider subscribing, liking, shit like that. Let me know if you like my content, I guess. Is that what YouTubers say? I don't know. Yeah, this video is not going to be heavily edited. Just letting you guys know that I love you. So, have a good one.
I can't fucking compete!
Alright, everybody knows League of Legends is a shit game, so I'm going to try and make it better. I've come up with a change for every single champion that will make them either better or make them worse if they need to be. I've done this in alphabetical order, and like I said, it is a single change. Now this isn't gonna break it may break the champion in some cases, but there's over 100 champions. Keep in mind that a lot of the times Riot knows shit that we don't. Case in point with Pantheon, everybody thought that he was gonna be shit, but then he dominated the meta for a minute. So yeah, so I have Angel with me today, and Darion as well.
What's up?
He's doing an essay though, so I doubt he's gonna be talking that much. So we're gonna start off with Aatrox. So I think Aatrox is fine, but if we were gonna change anything about him, I would give him a buff. It would be a small buff. I would just attack or increase the speed wind up on his passive, so the animation finishes a little quicker. Because a lot of the cases you may want to use it as a finisher. So it would be nice to get that stab off, that shank. Next we have Ahri. Fuck Ahri. Nerf her ultimate into the ground. Increase the timer in between her dashes so she can't just R away. I'm tired of seeing that champion in my fucking games. Akali, fuck her shroud. If she gets hit with CC in her shroud, make her visible, please. If Morgana lands a Q on her while she's in her shroud, please let her pop up so the rest of the team can gangbang her. Alistar, I think Alistar's fine. Amumu increases W to camp so he can compete with some of the clears, because right now a lot of the best junglers are junglers that can clear fast. Morgana, Hecarim before he got his leg snapped. Anivia, nerf her E. Her E does too much fucking damage. There should be no reason why an early game or a late game champ is chunking me for half my health with no items. Annie, I have two changes, one or the other. Nerf her passive, make it to where it runs out, like Gwen, like how Gwen's Q runs out if you don't keep stacking it. No, fuck Annie. Make it to where her, make her passive run out. So she has to because the problem with Annie, make it to where, like, you know how when you play Gwen and you have to constantly attack something for her Q to get all the snips on her Q. Do that to Annie. Do it to where she can't just sit in lane with her passive, and if you walk up,
fucking useless. Well,
that's the counterplay, because so far in lane, if you walk up to farm, she just ults you or Qs you, Ws, and walks away, and you can't trade her back. So make it, that's the count, because right now there's no counterplay to Annie, because if you try to fight her, she runs away with her E, or she just stuns you, and then her jungler comes and fucks you.
Her ability cooldowns are kind of big for...
No, they're not.
Yes,
no, she can roll her face on her keyboard, and then her Q pops up after the spell rotation. So that would be that would be my preferred change.
No. That shit is whack. Because literally, if she sits there and she's trying to farm, like literally she has to keep cycling through, and if any jungler
she just presses Q because her Q refreshes her mana, so she could just spam Q. Make it to where it runs out, so she can't just sit in lane for 5 minutes with her passive up and wait for her jungler to come tower dive you. So, and her mana refreshes on her Q, so just keep queuing the minions over and over and over again. So that way, if you want to trade with her, wait until her Q. The problem with Annie is that you cannot trade with her. So fix that. Fix the problem where you can trade with Annie and be rewarded for it. That would be my first change, my preferred change. My second change is nerf her attack range, because that shit's fucking ridiculous. She shouldn't be able to auto attack me over both minion waves.
Yeah.
Aphelios, I think a change with Aphelios, since a lot of people are running Conquer on him, is to change his passive. Change his lethality out for lifesteal. Since you're not, I don't know what the point of the lethality is anyway. So I would change the lethality out for lifesteal. So you can level up your lifesteal instead. So if you're in a tough matchup, you can, instead of taking the lethality, you can level up lifesteal instead so you can heal off the minions if you're getting your ass beat.
I mean, the lethality, alright, but like...
But when does it come into effect? Like when, because you can just, because the thing with the Aphelios is that he needs to hit his 3 items. He needs to get his Mythic, he needs to get his Runons, and then he needs to get his BT, his Bloodthirster, whatever the case is. He needs to hit his 3 items to become a champion again, since they nerfed that nigga into the fucking ground. So I would give him some more sustain. Because a lot of the times, if you're fighting an Aphelios, he just, like, he waits for his Severum, his Chakram combo, and then he fights with that. But if he doesn't have it, then what? How are you gonna fight? You're gonna outrange him? But if someone jumps on you, then what?
I was thinking, what if it, like, his third ability could give him, like, some passive armor pen? But, like, a small amount.
That's what it did. Because before lethality, it was armor pen.
It was? Then bring that junk back, because lethality is trash. As a level up.
I think lethality is garbage, so they should just change it out for the
lifesteal sounds good, but the armor pen with all the tank items and how broken armor is would just be so much better.
I agree. Just change out the lethality for anything, literally fucking anything, and I think that Aphelios would be in a better spot. Yeah, he still is one of those champions that needs to scale, like with Kog'Maw. But I think he's held back by some things. Ashe, I think Ashe is fine, but I think if you want to make her better, make her like Hanzo from Overwatch and have her E stick in a place instead of just crashing. So like if you're in the enemy jungle, just throw your E and then boom, we know where the jungler is. Everybody knows where the jungler is for like 2-3 seconds. So we can prepare or like do something against it. That like I said, I think Ashe is fine though. That was just, if they're gonna add something to her, that would be cool, I guess. Aurelian Soul, revert his W. And that is all.
Oh god.
Azir, I'd give him some more armor. I wouldn't give him a lot, I'd give him like 3. Because he gets fucked pretty easily. If he misses his little dash to his sand soldiers, he gets fucked pretty easily. I think Bard is fine. Blitz, take away his, I think Blitz is strong, but take away his W penalty, please. Like the slow after the movement speed, fuck that. We have champions that get free movement speed just because they attack you, so. Take away his W movement speed, or the takeaway from that. Bran, revert his W to where you actually had to have skill, please.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Before, if he, now he can W the minion wave and it spreads to everything. Before, you had to already have your passive on something, you W it, and then it would spread. So revert his W, please, because Brand is fucking annoying and he's really strong. Braum, I think Braum shield should be like Pantheon shield, to where it just blocks everything. But I think that would be strong, so just lower the cooldown for how long he can have it up.
Well, yeah, honestly, it would be better if it was just like Pantheon's ability, because the damage reduction isn't even really all that much.
Because
Braum is
really, if anybody really wants to, they can just walk past Braum and body the AD carry anyway. So I would just, because right now Braum's shield is he can block one ability, and then after that, it does reduce damage. I'm pretty sure. I've never played Braum, but I think they should have it like Pantheon shit where it just blocks everything. So that way, he can, because right now I think Braum is a support that's underplayed, and to bring him into the meta because there's a bunch of broken shit right now, that would put him on tier with a lot of the other supports. And I don't think Braum would be pick or ban at that point. I think he'd be really strong, but then at that point they can tweak numbers to whatever they want to do. So, but increase or decrease the how long he can have his shield up, but make it block everything instead of one thing. Caitlyn, I think Caitlyn's fine. Camille, nerf your Q damage, please. The true part. Cassio, I think she's fine. Cho'Gath is fine. Corki's fine. Darius fine. Diana, fuck her cooldown. Nerf that shit. Gut it into the fucking ground. She shouldn't be able to Q me. I dodge it. 3 seconds later, she Qs me again and now I'm dead. Mundo, nerf his ult, please. Literally anything about it. Movement speed, the healing, anything. Just anything, please. Draven is fine. Echo, I would say his W passive. The percent max, is it max health damage? Or missing health? Yeah, nerf the missing health on his W. If we were going to nerf anything about him, because I play Echo mid, so I don't nerf that. Elise, nerf her spider movement speed, please. If you're gonna do anything to her. In low elo, she's fine. High elo, I think she's good. But nerf her spider movement speed so she can't be everywhere on the fucking map at once. Evelyn, the problem with Evelyn is that her kit revolves around her passive, but her passive is really strong and doesn't really have any counterplay. And that's not like an Evelyn problem, that's a mechanic problem. Like champions like Shaco, Evelyn, Twitch, like the only way to counter their like gimmick is by having red wards or pink wards, but that doesn't count as Shaco, and we can only put one on the map. So I think that's just a mechanical problem. So just let us carry more pink wards, please. Like, why do we only have one? Like, let us have 2, 3, or let the support have 2 or 3, just to make supports a little bit more better. Ezreal's fine. Ezreal's probably one of the most skill expressive champions in the game. So if you're good, you're good. If you're bad, you're bad. Fiddlesticks is fine. Fiora, nerf her passive, please. Please make it fixed. Please don't make it random anymore. Fizz, gut the fuck out that champion, please. Nerf anything about him. Nerf his Q damage, his W damage, E damage, anything. He should not be able to one-shot people at level 2. And he shouldn't be able to half-health niggas at level 1. With electrocute. That shit's ridiculous. He has not been changed in a long time, and he's been strong for a long time. Please nerf him. Galio, fine. Gangplank, fine. Garen, nerf his E.
Whoa.
You think Gangplank is a problem?
Okay, look, I gotta agree with Angel on this.
Really?
The only reason why Gangplank is broken is because of his weakness is that he's a mana champion, and mana champions are supposed to be able to stay in lane all that long. But since Corrupting Pot, Biscuits, and Grasp of the Undying are in the game, that's what's making Gangplank so broken.
I didn't know what to do about Gangplank. My initial thought was to count his, what is it, his Q? Is that the Glock?
Yeah.
Count his Glock as a ranged, like range. So when he Qs, instead of it getting the melee bonus from Grasp, it's melee, or it's range. So he doesn't get all the health back. Or he doesn't get more health from that. Because I think GP is weak in lane. If you play him mid against like in a listen, no, hear me out. Because you guys experience GP top. I never play against GP top. I always play him mid, or I fight him mid. So
top
mid lane, I just jump him. He dies, and I go about my business. I've never had a problem with GP mid.
Him in top lane is a menace.
Well, yeah, I played against GP top, but after he shoots, I just run him down.
No, he gets a movement speed from his barrels.
From his barrels, yeah, I know.
And from his fucking flame sword, bro.
I know.
But that's the GP is like one of those.
He has to scale. Good. If you're bad with GP, you will lose with GP. So I don't. Yeah. He's a skill expressive champion. If you're good with GP, then.
But when you properly know how to play GP, you can just it just feels impossible because. You say like, oh, I can just dive on top of him after he glocks me. He's finna auto you once, get that movement speed, and it's his passive trial by fire does more damage than ignite, and it's true damage.
Yeah, so usually people would ignite trial by fire and then shoot you, and then that would be a kill. But I don't know what I would change about GP.
Honestly,
I don't think he's too strong. I don't think he's too bad.
His ability, it's not his abilities. It's more or less items. And runes is what makes them.
A couple of these champions, their problems are the items or the runes in the game. So that's, I mean, they would have to change the runes or the items.
But I mean, if there was something I would nerf about him,
yeah, his Q.
I mean, make his Q not proc Grasp of the Undying as a melee attack.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That
and probably give it like a 1 second longer cooldown. Or
if we want to make GP fucking trash, let's make it to where his Q doesn't proc Grasp at all.
Well, yeah, then GP would be trash. He wouldn't be good. He wouldn't even be decent. He would just be super bad.
I think that would be hilarious though, if his Q didn't proc grasp.
Dude, that's like one change they need to do, and then GP's just got it forever. Never would be good ever again.
Garen just got nerfed, but I think his E is bullshit. Does it do armor shred? I'm pretty sure his E does armor shred.
It shreds your armor the longer you stand in the judgment.
That's bullshit. Take that shit away, please. No tank should have that. Take that shit away. Gnar, his W movement speed that he gets for hitting you, take that shit away, please. Because he has a jump, so why does he need the bonus movement speed? That's bullshit. Gragas, I think is fuck Shapadappa. Gragas, I think is fine because he's another skill expressive champion. Like if you're trash with Gragas, we'll see it. But if you're good with him, yes. Graves, I haven't seen a Graves in a very long time, but if we're gonna change something about him, nerf his base AD because he can compensate with the items that he builds. Gwen, buff Gwen's ratios. Gwen is fucking garbage right now. Please.
Well,
no,
Gwen,
her ratios are so low. Pro players are building Divine Sunder on her.
Well, I mean, there's that as well, but AP items in general, like if you're an AP
specifically
bruiser
for bruisers, yeah, the items are garbage.
Like if you're an AP bruiser in the game, Riot just hates you.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what I put for Singed. Singed is alright, but his items are dog shit.
Yeah.
People are building Shirelias on Singed because there's nothing else to fucking build.
Like AP bruisers don't get any love in this game.
Yeah, so buff her ratio so she can. I mean, eventually she'll turn into an assassin at that point. But I mean, does it? Like, what else can you do with Gwen? She's dog shit right now. I think the Gwen is only good for counter picks, and I think that's kind of sad.
I mean, honestly, Gwen's kind of like Tryndamere in a sense where they're both good at split pushing.
I mean, yeah. Well, they want to like 1v1 or 1v2.
Like high mobility, good damage to turret or good single target damage to towers, and the ability to duel in the side lane.
Yeah. Hecarim, I know they just broke that nigga's kneecaps. But nerf his movement speed, because when a champion doesn't take flash, it's a problem. So nerf his movement speed, please. Or nerf phase rush into the ground. One of the two, please. Heimer's fine. No one plays Heimer enough for me to ever have a problem with him. I mean, yeah, he's annoying to deal with in lane, but if you have an oppressive champion, then you just kind of push him to his turret. Alawi, okay, I may be a little biased because I used to play a lot of Alawi, but I think Alawi's problem is that she has a very hard time sticking onto people.
Oh yeah, I mean,
chunky.
Because Alawi isn't like Darius or Garen, to where they get rid of their whole problem by buying Stridebreaker. Alawi can't really buy that item.
Alawi's really forced to buy Stridebreaker to stick on somebody, or she has to buy Gore Drinker to heal. And Alawi's whole gimmick is she heals for the most part, or she'll heal in a team fight in 1v5. But with the item changes, she's not good at doing that because everyone realized, hey, let's just walk away from her and buy healing reduction. So my problem with Alawi, or how to fix it, was just give her some more stickability. How I would do that, no fucking idea. I would say decrease the cooldown on her W, but then that would be busted in lane.
I mean, honestly, her tentacles sometimes can be inconsistent, so I probably that overall too. Like her Q, her W, and her passive tentacles just all come out faster. Okay.
Also fix her hitboxes, please, because those shits have been fucked for a long time.
That as well.
Aurelia, nerf her passive. I think her passive is bullshit. The on-hit magic, I think it's fine for her to have that, but at level 1, she shouldn't be able to Q to 6 minions and then auto-attack you for all your health and kill you. I think that's bullshit. Especially then she just gets Vamp Scepter and then you can't kill her in lane. Yeah, she falls off late. Is it late game or mid game? Either way, she falls off, but like she should have some type of counterplay early game. So, Ivern, I think he's fine. Janna, I think is fine. J4 is fine. Jax is fine. Jace. Nerf is Q damage. That shit is, if he builds lethality and he Qs you, that's half your health gone. Jhin, I think is fine. Jinx, nerf her fucking rockets. Please. Either that or her passive. One of the two, but one has to change. Kaisa, nerf her Q damage. Ballista, change her passive. Just rework it. Rework the entire thing. Karma, the movement speed on her E needs to get nerfed.
Bro, okay.
She shouldn't E the whole team and now everybody's sprinting at you at max 5 speed with Shirley's.
Like, there's no reason why me as a fed top laner, I'm fine. Like,
can't catch her.
I can't catch Karma. She's too fast. She heals for too much, and she does a good chunk of damage with her mantra Q. And Q in general.
She just gets, once she gets Moonstone or Shirley's, there's not much you can't catch her. And she just heals her. She heals and shields her entire team. So I mean, either that or nerf the support items. Karthus is fine. Kassadin nerf his Q damage because he shouldn't be able to all-in people at level 5 and kill them. Katarina, gut her fucking E, please. Please, gut her E. Make it to where she can't E to teammates like fucking Samira, or she can't E to minions. Any of that. Gut her E. Kayle is fine. She does get bullied in lane, but once you hit 6, you kind of just... I mean, or you could give her some more health. More resistance is one of the two. Like, either leave her alone or give her a little bit more survivability for the early stages. But overall, I think Kayle is fine. Kayn, his E shouldn't be able to heal him when he goes into the wall. Take that shit away.
And gives him vision as well.
There should be no reason why I'm about to kill a Kayn. He runs into the wall, gets 500 health, comes out, and then kills me. That's stupid. Kennen is fine. Kha'Zix, I want to say buff his W. Give it a little bit more range. Other than that, leave him alone. I don't play Kha'Zix, so I don't know if he's strong or not. So that would be my one change, because I saw Kha'Zix today in my lane, or had a jungle Kha'Zix who tried to jump my Annie, who was literally 35 health, and he couldn't reach her with his W. So fuck that. Kindred, I think Kindred's fine. They gave her a lot of buffs. If you're gonna do anything, give her a little bit more health because she's really fucking frail.
Actually, honestly, I would give her a shorter cooldown on her rank 1 ult. But that junk feels like Kayle ultimate on level 1.
I mean, I guess, but how often? Yeah. Also,
long level 1.
Can we not make her passive random anymore, please? Can we make it like predictable or not? Like predictable. Like if you're on red side, can we have your marked scuttle spawn on red side? Please, can we make it a little bit like if you're fighting a Lee Sin as Kindred, you're never getting your fucking marks. So can we make like Fiora? Let's not make him RMG anymore, please. Let's make him predictable or like fixed. I think that would make her a little bit better. Kled, I think Kled is fine. I don't know how you guys feel against Kled. I think he's fine. Kog'Maw, if you want to change Kog'Maw, nerf Lulu. LeBlanc, gutter. That's it, just gutter. They kept power creeping LeBlanc, gutter. Make it to where she can't use the same ability twice. She has to rotate. Like she can't use the chains twice. That's fucking stupid. Make it to where if she uses her ult, she has to rotate her abilities. So she can't use E twice, Q twice. No thank you. Because Karma can't do that, so why the fuck does LeBlanc get special treatment? Fuck that champion. Gutter. Lee Sin's fine. Leona fine. Lilia fine. Lissandra, her R cooldown, please. Make that shit longer because I'm tired of trying to all-in her. She come back to lane and then she ults herself. Then we come back to lane another time and then she just ults me and I die because the jungler's here. I think Lissandra's really good. I just think she's underrated. Lucian, nerf his passive. Make that shit scale off of attack speed. Because he is a heavy abuser PTA and that shit does a lot of damage. He's a big lane bully. So give him a little bit of scaling and make it a little bit more manageable in the early game. This is more directed to mid and top Lucian, because if you play him in those lanes, you should Livent. I guess that's the best way I should put that. You should Livent. if you play Lucian in mid and top. So give his passive, make that scale off of AD or A attack speed. Lulu, gutter, nerf anything. Her polymorph, her shields, her ult, nerf anything about any of those and I'll be fine. Lux, fine. Malphite, nerf his ultimate CD. Make that shit long. Make it kill levels long. Make it long.
I wish they get rid of or tone down some of those AP ratios on Malphite.
Yeah, his Q
as well. Yeah,
he can Q you in lane for 50% of your health.
Cause it's like Malphite like level 1 does 0 damage and uses up so much mana, but of course corrupting pod's in the game, so he gets all like he's not punished for spamming abilities.
Yeah, get them biscuits.
But he comes back with like a cloth armor and 2 ruby crystals, and he scales off that for a third of my health. Yeah, like no other champ in the game like scales off of armor like that.
Malzahar, I think he's fine. If you want to do anything though, give him a little bit more mana, give him a little more health. That's about it. Otherwise, I think he's whatever. Saplings for Maokai, that's what I would do. I would change the saplings, make it to where they run out, make the timer on them shorter so his saplings can't sit in the bushes for 5 fucking minutes and then jump you. I think that shit's fucking stupid. And it does a lot of damage too. So make him constantly have to keep throwing out saplings. Not throw the saplings and then they sit there for 5 minutes. Make them like 2 minutes. Not even make them a minute. Make them sit there for a minute or less. Yi, the true damage on his E, lower that a bit. I know if he's like against a tank like Maokai or not Maokai, Malphite or fucking Ornn with Frozen Heart, he's like whatever. But nerf the true damage on his E a bit so squishies don't get one shot. Like I know he's a hyper carry, but that shit's kinda ridiculous. Especially with the bullshit fucking Duskblade shit. Like I'm so tired of seeing that. Misfortune, lower the up the cost on her Q. So if she wants to harass you and lane with her Q and get all the bonus crits for killing the minions, she has to choose whether she wants to harass you with her Q or her E, because her Q does a shit ton of fucking damage. Morgana, I don't know how to change Morgana. I really don't. I think she's a decent jungle. I think she's a really balanced champion for the most part. Like in terms of her kit, I think it's really balanced. Yeah, she's a god tier jungler right now, but that's just because she can clear really fast. So I mean, if nerf her Q or her W tick, or like nerf the damage that it does to minion or monsters, and that's it, I guess. Other than that, I don't know. I think she's pretty balanced. Nami, fine. Nasus, fine. Oh, I forgot Mordekaiser. I think he's fine. I think his items are shit. If his items were any better, I think he'd be busted. But since his items are shit, he's fine.
Well, next patch, Riftmaker's gonna get buffed, so.
Well, I mean, then we'll see. If he's good, then he's good. If he's bad, then he's whatever. Nasus. Damn, I didn't write anything for Nasus. Nasus, I think, is whatever. I mean,
I honestly, bro, look, you've been playing top lane all that much against Nasus?
Well, I played Nasus a bit. I played him for a second, so I can see where his problems are.
What do you think they are?
So the problem with Nasus, I think it's 3 things. 1, if your team is fucking idiots, which I've witnessed with you niggas. Because I will be perfectly fine in lane, I'll be fed, and I'll have like 500 stacks, and you niggas will feed the fuck out of everybody else on the enemy team. So I can't deal with them. So that's one problem. 2 is if he gets CC'd for 5 years, and he can't get off his Qs, and everybody builds life or grievous wounds, and he's like whatever. I think those are Nasus's problems. But if none of those happens, then he's golden.
Well, I think that Nasus's problem is that
you think you think Nasus is busted first off.
Yes, I truly do, because of his passive lifesteal.
So like nerf his lifesteal.
Like he gets free lifesteal off of his passive, and then he gets that healing from that.
Nigga, they're like 4 other champions. That Trundle has that, Cho'Gath has that.
And then he gets
not lifesteal. They get healed though.
Yeah, they heal from killing or things dying around them. Not Nasus just gets healing from hitting you.
Yeah, so
he'll trade with Nasus, He'll Q you twice and get almost all of his health back, and pretty much stop all the damage that you just did to him. Honestly,
you know what I would do? I would nerf his wither.
That too as well.
Wither, ha.
It's super annoying.
Nautilus I think is fine. Like, if he misses his hook, it's whatever. But if, like, I've seen Angel miss his hook, grab a wall, fly in and die. If you're that level Nautilus, then he's balanced. Nico, change your passive. Just rework it. Because, I mean, it's, yeah, sure. No, they were gonna rework her passive.
Why are they gonna rework her passive?
Because her passive is shit. Like, yeah, cool. You can turn into, well, it's not shit, but it's whatever. You can turn, it's kind of useless. Like, it doesn't necessarily add anything. Like, yeah, you can turn into, you can disguise yourself as another champion, then what?
I mean, you might be able to fool people. Sometimes it messes with my brain.
Yeah, it messes with people, but then Shaco does that. And Shaco does it a lot better. Yeah. If you want to mess with people, I mean, I said change Nico to, she can change into anybody on the map. I think that would be funny as fuck. Like, imagine you're like, Hecarim, come gank me. Hecarim, come gank me. And then Nico pops up. You're thinking you're getting ganked by your Hecarim. Nah. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Now you're dead. I think that would be funny. I don't know how they would work that though, because, you know, teammates can see that shit. But I think that would be funny.
I do have to agree with you though that the passive could use, like, it needs like a rework or something.
Like, it doesn't add, like, her passive W, she gives on hit and movement speed. So I mean, her W is a better passive than her passive already. Nidalee, she's fine. Nocturne, fuck his fear. Nerf that shit into the ground, please. Make it to where I can get away from it for once. Because unless I have flashed a Nocturne fear and still been feared because it's attached to me for that long.
It's like, if you're like Riven, Zed, or Fizz, you can get away from that junk. But if you're anybody else, you're not.
Yeah, if you're Callista and you get feared by a Nocturne and you try to run away from that, no.
It's just a stat stick, and then you get feared and he gets all that attack speed and
just beats your ass and flies away into the jungle.
And his passive's healing as well.
Nunu I think is fine, but he's extremely annoying, so I don't think he needs a nerf necessarily. Maybe he does nerf his movement speed or some shit, but that's more of a phase rush problem.
Phase rush, yeah.
Olaf, I don't know what to do about Olaf. His healing, I guess. Other than that, whatever.
You nerf it?
No, I mean, I don't know what to do with Olaf, because Olaf is... once, he's not a powerful jungle. He's not a dominant jungle. Orianna, nerf her fucking Q, please. I'm tired of being harassed by that shit in lane. Ornn, I think is fine. Pantheon, as much as I love him, nerf his W. His W or his Q. Like, nerf either nerf the ratios on his Q so he isn't chunking niggas for half their health with the Q. Or nerf his W damage, I think. One of the two. As a Pantheon enthusiast, that's what I would do. As much as I love him, I think he is strong as fuck and he needs some nerf if they were gonna change anything about him. Poppy, fine. Poppy's fine. What? Poppy's the only champion in the game that can counter niggas with dashes.
But do you understand how much damage Poppy does as a tank?
Okay, so nerf her damage. There are a bunch of tanks that do that damage. Urgot.
Urgot's not a tank. Urgot's a bruiser though.
Fuck that nigga. He might as well be a tank.
Dion, do you not recall the last game we played? That man was unkillable and can kill all of us by himself.
Because
he's basically a tank.
He's literally a tank.
I mean, yeah, but he has.
But the thing about Poppy is, yeah, she does damage, but early game, that's all her damage. And then after that, then what? Like what? The ADC just zones her out.
Still has more damage, and bro, Poppy runs. She moves. She's super fast with her W.
Yeah, the problem with her W is that it lasts like 2 seconds. So either you use it to engage and then they just wait out the dash and then run, or she uses it to run away, and now after they follow her, because the movement speed is shit, they follow her, wait for it to go away, and then they kill her. And that's like...
But it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, in laning phase maybe, but in the grand scheme of things...
I'm talking laning phase and jungle too. Do you know that Poppy rushes a dead man's plate instead of even getting a bomb cinder item?
Well, dead man's is fucking shit.
But it's good on Poppy.
That's just so she can run into you and then E you into a wall. So nerf her E then. Nerf her E then. Nerf her E.
I wouldn't nerf her E or W. I would just nerf her Q's damage.
What the fuck, nigga? Alright. Her Q is two... Her Q is 2 parts.
And her base movement speed.
Alright, bro.
What?
Yes.
No, she has to be able to catch up to people.
Exactly, so that just makes her unplayable. If you nerf her movement speed, she's not catching anybody with her E.
I said base movement speed.
Exactly.
5.
So she can never do anything in lane. All she can do is grass poke you with her passive.
Uh-huh.
Alright, bro.
And she has that as well as...
You just have a vendetta against her.
I don't have a vendetta against Poppy.
You're biased.
On God you do, because every time there's a Poppy jungler, you're always like, this fucking Poppy.
Yes, because
Poppy's so busted. I've never complained about a Poppy.
Lockwood and just tackle you into the ground. And
the only time I've complained about a Poppy is when they built lethality and body me top lane. That's the only time I've complained about a Poppy. But I was like silver 2. Pike is fine. I think Pike is fine, but I would... no shade. No shade. No shade. I think Pike is fine. I think he's a little trash though. I don't know what to change about him to make him better. Chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. Yeah, buff his ult to where he can execute you at half health.
Yeah, everyone at half health, even no matter the
yeah,
size of
doesn't matter. A Cho'Gath at half health, he has 500 health or 5,000 health. Kill him.
Executed.
Exactly. Kiana, I think Kiana's actually fine.
What?
In low elo, she's fine. The problem is high elo where everybody's mechanically fucking god tier. Then she's like really good. But in terms of low elo Kiana's, they're whatever.
I wish your ult didn't stun me for so long. Oh god, that's one thing
I mean, yeah, I guess we can nerf her ult. Like the problem with Kiana is that yeah, she can 100 to 0 somebody like really quickly, but then like Zed does that better in my opinion. Katarina does it better in my opinion. Akali does it better in my opinion. So I mean, Akali counters Kiana, especially in lane. She just, once she builds Riftmaker, she's so tanky you can't one-shot her. And then she just Qs you over and over and over and over again. Quinn? I just think she's underplayed. I think people should play Quinn more.
They should though. She's super good.
Yeah, but that's the problem with champions like Quinn though, is like people don't want to play her. Like Quinn, Shyvana, I think they're decent, but people don't want to play them. Rakan, I think Rakan needs buffs, especially since the items have changed. Buff my nigga Rakan, please. I don't know what I would buff about him though. Maybe his W.
I wish it.
Or like decrease the mana cost. One of the two.
Like building AP on him is such a good idea, but you
because it's everything scales so much better.
Yes.
His heal scales off of AP. His E scales off of AP. His passive scales off of AP.
Honestly, his worst ability is his Q. So honestly, I'd give it like a bigger heal. Like the damage is okay, but
like a bigger base heal.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool, I guess. Rammus, I haven't experienced reworked Rammus too much, so I don't know. Like I had a team of full melee champions and we still bodied him. So I don't know. I'd have to experience him a bit more. Rek'Sai I think is fine. If you're better at League, then you'll be better at Rek'Sai. Like if you're high elo, you probably do more than you are at low elo. Prowler's Claw W is a little yikes though, because it's really like it guarantees one of her problems is that if you before the items, if you didn't hit your W, your gank just failed, so you just walked away. but you can just walk into lane, they dash, you Prowler's Claw to them, knock up, and then you do your whole combo, and they die. So, I mean, Rek'Sai's whatever. That's more of an item problem. Rel, I think Rel's fine. If you were gonna do anything, buff her a bit, revert her armor changes. If you were gonna do anything, but I think she's fine. Renekton, nerf his combo, give it a bit more counterplay, please, and thank you. That's about it. Rengar, his heal is bullshit. Change that is all. Riven, increase the cooldowns on her abilities, make her like Aatrox. Rumble, fixes Q, his Q does too much fucking damage and the cooldown's too low, you can't fight him in lane. And I don't know why he's a jungler, change that shit please. Rise.
There's some his resistances too. He's like surprisingly
yeah,
tanky.
His W too.
Yeah.
Rise, change how his passive is calculated, because that nigga is doing a lot of fucking damage and no one realizes it. Like, he is comboing people and deleting them with no items. Please change how his passive is calculated. Make him scale a bit harder. Make him a lot weaker in the early game, make him scale a bit harder. Samira, revert her E, so it's like Katarina. Because if Katarina can keep her shit, let Samira keep hers. Sejuani, decrease her W cooldown, so she's a bit better in the jungle. Clear it a little bit faster and duel a little bit better. Senna, nerf the fuck out of her passive, please. Seraphine, nerf her R. She shouldn't be able to sit all the way in the back of it, not even be present with the team fight, but ult somebody, ult the AD carry, and it travels all the way to the front of the team fight. Nerf her R, please.
Honestly, that like make like the beam of itself overall just like
smaller. Yeah, thin it out
and make it to like her W doesn't give such a badass shield. Like that junk is so like it's so ridiculous.
I can get behind it.
Like she has heals, shields, and movement speed. All three of those in one ability. Yeah.
And people just dropped her out of nowhere. Just, like, I don't know why. They just dropped her. And she's still super fucking good. Set got buffs, he's fine, I guess. Shaco, nerf his Q, change the mechanics of his Q, make it to where he can be seen by shit. Also take away the blink, so he has to take flash. Just make it to where if you're gonna keep the Q invisibility, make it to where he doesn't blink anymore, he just goes invisible. But if you're gonna keep the blink, change it to where he's camouflaged. Shen is fine. Shyvana, change her passive. Why? Please change that shit. Make it to where like she's a dragon. Make it to where she eats shit, or like quote unquote eat shit. Like when she clears jungle camp, she gets buffs from them, or something. Like I don't know. Like the kill dragons get resistances is stupid as fuck, because if you don't have a team, you're never gonna get a dragon. Or if the enemy jungler is smart, he can see your Shyvana, he can just counter jungle you and just prioritize dragons over you. So change your passive, please. Make it a bit more useful. Singe is fine. The items are just shit. So that's an item problem. Sion is fine. Sivir, fine. Skarner, fine. Sona, change her passive. If we want to make her a bit more useful, change her passive. Make it like the rotation a bit different. Or make it to where she doesn't have to stack 3 spells to where she can use her passive. Soraka, I don't know what to change about Soraka. I think Soraka's fine. It's just a matter of matchup. Swain, I think he's super fucking strong, and I don't know what to change about him. So that's up for debate or whatever. Like change something about Swain, make him a bit weaker though. Like you can nerf his damage, but the problem with Swain is that he has no mana. So, I mean, that's up to whoever. Silas, please give him some wave clear. Please give that man some wave clear. I beg of thee. Please give him wave clear.
Or if it like increases base AD. How CSing in the early games is so god awful.
Yeah, but he has the yeah. That's the only thing I would, because if you change anything else about Silas, he becomes god tier.
Yeah.
Syndra, I would nerf something about her Q. Like, since she can just spam Q in lane, I would change something about that. Increase the cooldown maybe, I don't know. Kench, he's getting reworked, so whatever. Talia, I think if you want to make Talia good, decrease her Q damage, but make it 100% on monsters. so she can, like, I think that would make her better. Also bring mid Talia back, please. I beg. Talon, put mana on his wall jump and make it have a cooldown, please. If Kiana has a cooldown and mana on her W, Talon should have the same shit. Tarek is fine, he's just underplayed. Teemo's fine, Thrush is fine. Tristana, nerf her jump, cooldown damage, something. Trundle is fine. Tryndamere, take a second off of his ult. Twisted Fate, fine. Twitch, nerf his Q, I guess. Like, I think that's the problem people have with Twitch is Q. I don't have a problem with Twitch, but like, nerf his Q if you were gonna do anything to him. Ooh, dear! Nerf his movement speed. I think he's fast as fuck. Or nerf his armor or his health growth. One of the two. Urgot, nerf his ult threshold, please.
What?
Fuck you.
Alright, bro.
Varus is fine. Vayne, fine. Vygar, nerf his E so there's a little bit more counterplay. Like, he shouldn't have his E up every single time that you want to engage onto him. Vel'Koz is fine. Vi, buff anything about Vi. Anything. She's a trash tier jungler right now, and it's unfortunate because she's bad as fuck. Please buff Vi. Anything about her. Make her Q do more damage. Make the charge shorter. Make her E do more damage. Make her W have more pen. And give more attack speed. Something. Just make Vi better, please. Viego. Viego's decent. He's good. Like, he's strong. There's a difference between broken and strong. I think Viego's strong. He has obvious weaknesses. Victor also if he the thing with Victor is phase rush, but if he doesn't take phase rush, he's kind of just shit until he scales. So that's a phase rush problem. Nerf phase rush. Vladimir, nerf his Q, please. Make it to where he shouldn't be able to heal off of minions for half his health, or make the cooldown longer, because Vlad is really strong right now, and one of his problems is that he got to scale, and now that he can sit in lane for 5 years, he has no problem doing that. Volley, I don't have a problem with Volley, but nerf his ult or make his passive not chip bone plating. I think those are decent changes for Volibear. Other than that, I think he's decent. Warwick, I think Warwick is fine unless you're in the top lane. Then the top lane, you should not be able to heal off of minions. Wukong changes invisibility so it doesn't last for 5 years. Zaya's a little underpowered. I'd just give her some more AD. Xerath, give him more mana for his passive. Xin Zhao, give him a little bit more base, or a little less base health, because he can be tanky and he has his ult, or he has lethality so he can just burst niggas down, especially since the W changes. So make him a little less tanky. Yasuo, change his fucking E, please. So anything about it, just change his fucking E. I shouldn't be trying to farm in lane, and then this nigga comes Naruto running into lane, E's to every single minion, catches up to me, and then kills me. Fuck that. Other than that, Yasuo's a little underpowered. Maybe. I think he's strong, but the general consensus is that he's underpowered. Yone, take away the ramping movement speed on his E, and just give him flat movement speed. Yorick is fine, he's just underplayed now that he's been nerfed. Yuumi, I don't know what I would change about Yuumi.
Maybe just like maybe like 5% off of max mana use.
Oh, I said adaptive force. I said change her adaptive force. So when she's on somebody, that it doesn't make them gods instantly. That's up for you niggas to decide though.
Yeah, I'm chill with that.
Zach, change his passive so he doesn't take so much damage from his camps. Either that or make his clear faster so he can compete with some of the other junglers, because we don't have a lot of tank junglers anymore, or a lot of the tank junglers are kind of garbo. Like Sejuani's garbage. Amumu hasn't been played in a while because they nerfed him into the ground. So another tank jungler. Gragas could be a tank jungler, but then people just build him AP, so his clear is a bit better. So make his clear a little bit more better, make it faster. Zed, nerf the fuck out of his R, please. Ziggs, I think Ziggs is fine, he's underplayed. Zillion, nerf his movement speed, please. Nerf the movement speed, or nerf the Q. The Q, like if the Q is on the ground and you walk towards it, it shouldn't attach to you. let that shit stay on the ground. One of the two. Zoe, make her Q less mana. Make her Q less mana because that's like her poke. Her poke is her Q, and her Q is like 90 mana. And then Zyra, I think Zyra's fine. So.
That all of them?
Yeah, that's every single champion.
You make a lot of good points.
I mean, you niggas didn't really say anything this entire fucking.
Cause I'm just listening, and I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the stuff you said, a lot of stuff you said, I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the champions that League has that are busted, they're busted because of one ability. Like Darius was busted because of his passive. Viego's busted because of his passive. Who else is fucking busted in League? Like Annie is good because of her passive. Like just nerf their key abilities or buff their key abilities and they will be a lot better. It's not that hard. Like Aurelian, like I don't know. And the thing with Riot is that they are so slow to do any of it. Like, why is Jinx and Lulu so strong for weeks? We wanted Kai'Sa nerfed for weeks. We got that. Now Jinx is the next one in line, and this bitch is not getting nerfed. Lulu got buffed.
I don't know why. Like I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed that they did that.
We like, complained about Darius. Darius got nerfed like 3 patches in a row, and now he's all right. Now he's straight. He's strong, but he's straight. Like. Now the next one's in line. Can we deal with those, please? Like I don't know what these random ass changes that they're doing. Like I don't. There are clear problems with every champion, and clear fixes with every champion, and I don't know. Riot isn't doing it. Fix, please. Like this is literally just me being here to say. Revert Aurelion Sol's W. I just want to play Aurelion Sol. That's all. I just want to play him. I just want him to be good. That's all I want. Please just change him and nerf the fuck out of Katarina and Akali, because they're annoying. They're bullshit. And Annie, I faced her like 5 times today. Please change her. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
You're welcome.